Stop. Not suddenly, not dramatically. Just stop. Notice how you didn't argue with that instruction. You didn't think, "Why should I?" You simply paused. That's important, because people don't pause like this unless something inside them is already leaning forward. Take a breath, not a deep one, just the kind your body takes when it's bracing for something familiar. There it is. That subtle tightening in your chest, that pressure behind your eyes, that feeling you can never explain properly because words make it sound smaller than it is. This isn't curiosity. Curiosity feels light. This feels weighted. Moments like this don't announce themselves. They slip in quietly, wearing the shape of coincidence. You tell yourself you've felt this before, and you're right. Late nights, long silences, that exact second when distraction stops working and memory steps forward without permission. You don't seek those moments. They find you. And when they do, you do the same thing every time. You tighten. You distract. You move on. Because staying with the feeling feels dangerous. Like if you look at it too long, something will break. But nothing broke just now, did it? You're still here, which means this moment isn't here to harm you. It's here to be noticed. Out of everything competing for your attention, this held you. Not because it's louder, but because it resonates. Resonance doesn't shout, it hums. And something inside you recognizes the frequency. You might want to leave. That impulse will come and go. But notice this carefully. Every time you think about leaving, your body resists slightly. That resistance isn't fear. It's unfinished business. And unfinished things don't like being ignored. Stay a little longer, not because you're supposed to, but because the part of you that stayed has been waiting for a moment like this. You've always been good at carrying things quietly. People admire that about you. They call it strength. They don't see the cost. They don't see how much energy it takes to keep things folded neatly inside you, so they don't spill into your daily life. You learned early how to function, how to show up, how to smile when necessary. No one taught you how to set something down. Once it became part of how you breathe, so you adapted. You told yourself you were fine. You told yourself time would smooth the edges. You told yourself not to make others uncomfortable. And for the most part, it worked. Until moments like this. Moments when the weight shifts unexpectedly and reminds you it's still there. You replay things you'll never say out loud. Not because you enjoy the pain, but because your mind is trying to resolve something that never finished. You don't miss just a person, or a moment, or a version of life. You miss the version of you that existed alongside it. That's the part no one warns you about. Loss doesn't just take something away. It rearranges who you are. Sometimes you feel relief, and then immediately question yourself for feeling it. Sometimes you feel joy, and then guilt follows closely behind, as if happiness needs permission now. That internal negotiation is exhausting, and yet you keep doing it because you care deeply, because you always have. That's why this message feels like it's speaking directly to you, not because it knows facts about your life, but because it understands the pattern. You don't let go easily. You don't detach cleanly. You don't forget deeply. And that isn't a flaw. It's simply something that needs a different ending. Right now, Notice how your shoulders feel. Notice how your jaw relaxes just a little when you read these words. That's not coincidence. That's recognition meeting permission. Here's the part people misunderstand. Release isn't an event. It's not a single decision. It's a gradual rebalancing. You don't drop the weight. You redistribute it, so it stops crushing you. You've been holding everything in one place for too long. No wonder it feels unbearable sometimes. What's happening right now is subtle, almost quiet. Your nervous system is noticing that it doesn't have to brace every second, that it can loosen its grip without something terrible happening. You're allowed to carry memory without letting it control your future. You're allowed to move forward without betraying what shaped you. And you're allowed to do this slowly. There will be echoes. There will be days when the weight returns unexpectedly. That doesn't mean you failed. It means you're human. But now, when those moments come, they won't collapse you the way they used to, because you've learned something important. You can feel deeply without drowning. You can remember without being trapped. You can live without erasing where you came from. Take another breath. Notice the difference between the first one you took and this one. Nothing magical happened. Nothing supernatural occurred. And yet, something shifted. That's how real change works. Quietly, gently, permanently. If you leave now, that's okay. Nothing bad will happen. But you'll leave knowing something important. This wasn't about being convinced. It was about being understood. And that understanding is something you can return to. Whenever the weight shows up again, you're not behind. You're not broken. You're not failing at healing. You're simply learning how to carry what mattered without letting it define everything that comes next. And that is enough.